Oh, what's good? What's good, everybody? Hope everybody can hear me loud and clear. Welcome to the Cannabis Closet, you guys. I feel like I haven't done this in a minute, so I'm not even sure what to say. The Cannabis Closet is brought to you by V9 Grows, everybody. So V9 Grows is the reason for the podcast, for sure. They have helped us maintain our StreamYard. And they're the reason that we're here. So thanks, V9 Grows. Shout out to Levon Hamilton. Check him out on Tuesdays on Facebook. V9 Grows, www.v9grows420.com. You can find him under that moniker on Facebook as well. And we're trying to get him back over here on Twitch. So hopefully we'll see him back over here soon. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are going to, how are you doing before we talk about what we're going to do? How are you?
I'm great. I just don't know which camera to look at because my phone's over here, my computer's here, and I should probably like shift things over. So
Yeah.
I'm like
looking all around.
Looking all crazy. I'm great. I have gotten. I feel like I'm a little less scattered and crazy, I guess is the easiest term for it.
We've had some craziness this recent.
There was some craziness, so I just I feel like I'm on the upswing of that. Yeah. And here we are. It's just time.
We are.
It's already the middle of July.
I can't even believe it. How did it get here already?
I don't know.
I have a special guest coming in on the 20th.
Yes. We do.
Haven't announced yet. Not gonna announce till they get here.
Here, right? I think we even have a show. We're not gonna wait that long.
We have a show while they're here for sure.
Right.
Let's see, 17th. The 18th we have a show, and then we'll be together for the following show too. So they'll be in town for that show. Yes. Yeah. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to roll up a blunt.
Okay. Happy 420. Thanks everyone for joining us. We are back on the 3 platforms trying to just,
spread the messages.
Spread the word. So please share us with your friends and family. Tell them what we're doing and how cool we are. And that
we're dope. We're the dopest.
We are the dopest. We have fun. We are talking about some serious stuff. We also talk about how much we love this plant, this industry. Yeah. I don't know. I think people, when we tell them what we're doing, they're like, that's amazing. And, though there are so many of us out there doing this, I think that we just offer one more fun aspect to the whole thing.
Different point of view from several women, not just us.
Not just us. We have a team. We have super fans.
Super fans. Because ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if they're your friends, they're your fans. And that's real life. I'm a fan of MJ 1000%.
I'm a fan of Queen 1000%.
That's what's up. So today we're actually going to be talking about something specific. I know we always go to Missouri. We're always talking about Missouri, but we got a lot of support in Missouri and a lot of love in Missouri. So of course we're going to show that love right back. And one of the things that we're going to talk about on the show, or the main thing we're going to talk about on the show today, is the Midwest Canna Expo coming up. It's coming up right around the corner, August 11th and 12th. So if you're interested, if you're an individual that's interested, or your business is interested in being a vendor, definitely we're going to have some resources for you today to get in touch with Midwest Canna Expo and get your tickets to go as an attendee, or to talk to them about sponsorship and being a vendor at the event. So we have a couple of things, but the first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna, well, yeah, let's share some of these things first so that we have the literature up here. So yeah, we have a little bit of their literature and some of the things that they're going to be offering and where it's going to be located, which is at Union Station. It's a very nice location. If you haven't been there at all, it's really cool place, actually. So it's August 11th and 12th. And we do have an interview with Corinne, who is the founder and creator of this conference. This is the second one that I have been involved in. Last year, I was involved with her MoCan and met her actually last year there. And MoCan and Missouri are really they inspired this show. They really did, for how hard they work and how many things that they have going on to fight against out there. There's a lot of, listen, if you're a politician in Missouri, hear me and hear me clearly. We see you. We see your corruption. Okay. And if you want to do better or prove me wrong, then you come right on here and you explain yourself, because y'all are screwing over the Missouri residents, the Missouri business owners and entrepreneurs and future entrepreneurs, which are bullshit. I'm just going to be real. It's just a bunch of bullshit. What's up, Dawn? She's one of the cannabis advocates out there in Missouri as well. I have a feeling you're going to see her at the Midwest Canna Expo also. So that's a good reason to buy tickets right there. So if you're in the Missouri area, Illinois area, Oklahoma, any of the surrounding areas, definitely check this out. It'll be a great conference and you're going to meet a lot of people and have lots of networking opportunities. Oh, I forgot about that part, is that they're having a career fair there as well. So you can meet a bunch of potential cannabis employers, both that are in the regulated industry and also in the ancillary businesses and part of the industry as well. So it's a really good opportunity for that. Also, I'm not going to say any more about it. I think we're just going to let Corinne tell us all about it. So, do we have, use the BizCon 25 for 25% off. And what is the website up there? Not sure if it's right there or not. We'll get you that website. But definitely get some tickets to that. It's going to be an awesome event. I'm going to go ahead and add this.
There we go.
There it is. Let it play. All right.
Not the correct button.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cannabis Closet Podcast. As you know, we're doing a series of interviews from the Communities of Color career event that's being hosted May 29th in St. Louis. And right now we have with us Corinne. Y'all, if y'all follow the podcast, you already know Corinne. You've met her before with Midwest Canna Expos. And she's here today because she's actually hiring with Midwest Canna Expos. So we're going to let her have the floor and tell us all about what Midwest Canna Expos does, about what the hiring process is looking like right now, and what she is looking for in candidates. From the super secret podcast room.
And this is Heather.
My apologies.
So Heather actually works with me. So Midwest Canna Expos is my company. And we started at the end of 2018 after the initiative here in Missouri passed. And we started planning almost immediately a trade show to help support our newly emerging industry. So I really started off as a patient advocate, but I really believe that for patients to have the access to the products they need, that we have to have a healthy, robust industry, and that because cannabis is federally illegal, that is really difficult for business owners. And so I felt like if I could help build the industry, then that would translate into better products and services for patients. We'll see if that's true. But so we started with the big trade show, and then as the industries emerged, we've started doing brand representation events for products in the state. So we have patient educators who go to dispensaries and they talk about products, they talk about cannabis. And then we do a lot of training with our employees, and Heather's actually our trainer. So we've developed really comprehensive Cannabis 101 training and then brand ambassador training. And we're actually building out some dispensary agent training and looking to really help educate the patient advocates and bud tenders in the dispensary so that they're prepared to help the patient. So right now we're hiring brand ambassadors to represent Clover products. We do demos for Keef Cola, Wana gummies, Robots gummies, and then Clover has vapes and pre-rolls that we'll be doing demos for here in the next couple of months. So they go to dispensaries, they hand out swag and stickers, and they talk about the products, and they talk about there's different products for different things. I have RA, so I like an edible at night. It helps me sleep and it helps my pain. So knowing the difference between like consuming an edible versus smoking is really important, especially here in Missouri. We've got a lot of new patients, and a lot of new patients that are older and are really having their very first experiences with cannabis. I'm 51 and I smoked a little bit when I was younger, but I've mostly been consuming cannabis for about 6 years. And everything that I've learned, I had to learn by asking questions or Googling it. Honestly, like my kids taught me a lot about it, you know.
Yes.
So I'm just really passionate about wanting to make sure patients are prepared to make good decisions, and so have the information they need to choose products. So we're looking for brand ambassadors. We obviously want people who are passionate about cannabis. That's really important. We also do require that they have a medical card. I feel like if you're going to talk about cannabis, you need to be using it. You need to understand how it works from your personal experience, and not just because, like, my friend told me what it feels like, right? You know? So,
well, if you're going to be, brand ambassador for a company that tries out products, and you definitely have to try the products.
Absolutely.
You need to be able to, give a personal experience. I mean, that's why you're an ambassador.
Well, and one of the challenges in the cannabis industry is that, they're patients, but they're customers, because we can't give medical advice. I'm not a doctor, right?
Yep.
But I can talk to you about my experience and how I have RA, and I used to take all this medicine, and now I don't have to, right? And I can tell you about how it's helped my chronic pain. So I feel like having patients as ambassadors is really perfect, because they can really speak to the efficacy of the plant and how it works.
That's something in patient ambassadors. Maybe we start something like that where patients get to say, hey, I have this, and this is how I have been affected by it, and how I was educated about it, and bring it back around for everybody. I don't know. When we talk about ambassadors, we are our own brand, right? We are here to help ourselves and everybody else. So
so we want high energy, cannabis savvy extroverts who are comfortable going and talking to people.
What about introverts that are okay? They just have to step out and step back in.
So that's okay too. That's okay too. I am an introvert. I'm highly introverted, but I'm good at pretending to be an extrovert when I have to be. So
have our routines to take us back to ourselves, and
But I really find that a lot of people who are passionate about cannabis, even if they're introverts, they don't have a lot of trouble talking about it. When we really get going, you can't shut us up. So
that's true. Which is why we have a podcast
that goes for hours sometimes.
We like to talk.
Yeah, I mean, usually
this is how it gets done.
For sure. Usually, I mean, today we're pushing 5 hours probably, but usually our podcast does run for a couple hours. Except our pinners, we try to keep them in an hour time frame.
Or less. We try.
Yeah, we try, but we do talk so much. It's real life. And I mean, with our podcast, I mean, y'all know our podcast covers things that we need to like stop sweeping under the rug or shoving in the closet. So sometimes those conversations, those serious conversations, do take a couple hours. And honestly, our conversation could have gone 4 or 5 hours.
We could have got rooms and talked about it for days.
I think that we saw some true colors with those conversations, and we saw people either changing their perspective or changing the way that they were perceived, I think. And still work in progress for the whole cannabis industry.
Absolutely.
But it got a great discussion
but
going,
it's
fired a lot of people up.
Right. it's a conversation we're going to keep having.
We
And I
have
think
to keep having it. We
absolutely.
have to, because that's where solutions come in.
Yeah.
So they're hard conversations
Right.
and they're uncomfortable and we might be upset afterwards, but that's actually where the real work starts.
Exactly.
That's when we
Break
start
down the
going,
passion.
you hurt me, this bothered me. Let's talk about why that bothered
Yeah.
you. What was it about that conversation, you know, because I really believe if we're not talking about it, we're not fixing
Yeah,
it.
we're
Like,
ignoring
we're not.
it. We're
And,
pretending it doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
and I mean, like, it's not super comfy for me either.
that's
you
a
know,
trauma
but-
response to ignore an issue that is bothering you and then pretend it doesn't exist. And then, you know, a lot of times relationships fall apart in that space because we didn't bother to say, hey, you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and I think that
Yeah.
when you talk about what the trauma response is, you talk about what the recovery response
Yeah.
is
Thank
too.
you.
Like, how do I respond if I'm trying to advance, if I'm
Mhm. If
trying
I'm
to
trying to
make
grow.
progress and I'm
Right.
trying to grow?
Yes.
A lot of times something will like trigger me like right off and then I have to take a step back.
yeah, we
Take
talk
a
about this
breath.
all the time. Take
Yeah,
that breath,
and
man.
that's hard to do because I'm stubborn and I
Oh,
don't want to
so
admit when
much.
I've made a mistake
And then
sometimes,
we're like,
you know.
now we're
There's so
older,
much
right?
life.
So we're like, you know, oh, let's call us middle-aged women. But like we're older, right? So that ability to take a step back comes with time and maturity for sure. But man, it's so hard sometimes because I want to be right at all times. And I actually recently had a really tough conversation with a friend where I was being an asshole, and I'd be like, yo, I was being an asshole and it has nothing to do with you. It wasn't you.
No, not this one, but I recently did the same thing. I was
Oh,
an
okay.
asshole in a situation about communication.
Yeah, and I had to like admit and take accountability for me being an asshole when I don't want to do that because I preach against being such an asshole and doing the exact thing that I was doing. I was
Same.
doing the exact thing that I preach against doing, and then I was like, shit, I did that.
But we're human, and that's
Yeah.
what we have to remind ourselves is that it's okay for us to make mistakes as long as we're willing to acknowledge we made
Yeah.
the mistake.
Accountability
And that
is super important.
accountability. And I wanted to kind of just jump back, and when I was talking to you, Heather, that and Corinne, that you guys have a majority of females, you know, staff working with y'all right
Yes.
now, and you said you have a token man. But yeah, just touch on that and why it's important to support women in this industry as well. We are also, you know, we are here for the Communities of Color event, and but we are also talking about other people in the industry that get overlooked because we are not men and white.
So so women have kind of unique challenges because, you know, I know a lot of brilliant, intelligent women who can walk into a room and not be listened to and not be heard because of their gender. And I know a lot of men who don't recognize their misogyny. They really think
so
they're,
hard.
and most of the time it's men who are just a little misogynistic and maybe
Yeah.
they don't quite see it, you know, and
You know, it comes
so-
out when their fragility comes out.
Yes.
but then we've got women who've literally been taught their whole lives to compete with each other, right?
Right.
And it's a little bit different now, but I grew up in the deep South, and like my whole life goal was to find the right husband,
Yes.
right?
Same, I
So-
was raised the same way.
And have children.
Yes, if I and
Picket
you're my
fence.
competition because he might like you better than me, so we
You might
can't
get
be
your
friends.
picket
Yeah,
fence first.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And we can't both have like success and happiness or whatever, and
It's
so.
untrue.
And now I'm 44 and in an open marriage, ladies and gentlemen, so you can't have it all.
43 and single. Not married with children. Yeah, like we all have choices. We're allowed
Yeah,
to,
you're
yeah,
allowed to
like,
make choices,
we're-
and they're the
yes.
right
Yeah.
choice for you. They're
Yes.
not the wrong choice just because society has deemed that this is what you're supposed to do.
It's not pie.
Yeah.
It's not pie. And I think
There's
that's the
enough for
thing
all
is
of
that
us.
it's like we're taught from the time we're really little that we have to be a certain way and find the right husband and do these things, and it makes other women our competition. And I'm a really big believer in a rising tide lifts all ships. I don't want to be successful alone. I've been really fortunate that I have
agree
an
with this.
amazing team of women that elevate me on a daily basis, and I try to do that for them. It's somebody said to me a couple of weeks ago, like, I get choked up. I'm so grateful for the team that I have, but she's like, I don't know how you do it. If I worked with that many women, it would be horrible. And I'm like, I
No,
mean,
because you got to just straighten each other's crowns instead of
Yes.
trying to knock them down.
It
And even
is.
if we're different, even if you're different than another woman or you handle yourself differently, it doesn't mean that we can't support each other.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that just because our personalities clash doesn't mean that I don't believe in what you're doing and that I can't lift you up. It just means that we don't work together on a basis where we can't work together. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Or like I applaud your success from my table over here while you're having success. Like we
Yes.
don't have to be at even the same table all of the time if we're not if we're not cohesive in a work environment. But to straighten another woman's crown instead of knocking it off really says something about your energy.
And to celebrate their success.
Yes.
For me to be truly, genuinely happy for you and not like sitting there going, what'd she do to deserve that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why is she
worked
better
hard.
than me? Like, why
She's
do you
not
want to
better.
disparage somebody else's
Right.
success? That doesn't help me be more successful. You
It
know?
actually holds you back from
Yes.
being more successful.
Absolutely,
It does.
100%.
It actually
100%.
does. I noticed that when I display that behavior, which full disclosure, that was the behavior I was displaying, was a little tiny bit of jealousy.
It's okay to be jelly as long as it.
But I was being a jerk to somebody I actually care about, and she noticed it. Like, she noticed it, and I knew I was doing it, and I didn't talk about it. And when we finally talked about it, I was like, girl, it has nothing to do with you. It's literally my own shit. And
I mean, 99% of the time
It's
it
your
is.
own
It's your own shit.
insecurity.
It's your
Yes,
own.
and
It's your
we-
own
and we
issue
put
with
it off on
yourself.
someone
it
else
doesn't even make
because we don't
sense
like
to
deal
be
with it.
it doesn't make sense to be. So what did I say to you this morning? I said jealousy has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with you feeling like you're gonna miss out on something because somebody else got it or got it before you or whatever the case.
But there is enough for everyone
There
and
really
everybody. Like, you work for what you want, you will get it. You
It-
promote
absolutely.
and manifest, what you want for other people and help them with their energy. It will
come
for
to
them
you.
too.
Actually, I think it will come to us faster. And I think that's something that we talked about this too, that feeling inside of me and then me like letting it consume me really has been hindering my forward momentum. And then I felt like I wasn't growing. I felt like I was kind of withering a little bit instead of growing. And it really does. So we're all on our own journey. Remember that. And so just because you don't make it to your whatever before somebody else does doesn't mean that you're a failure. It just means that your journey is different and you need that time might be necessary, because what if you got there and then something else happened? Like, time is imperative, I think, for all of us.
Well, and two, to recognize, like you said, that it's a journey and that every experience is getting you ready for the next thing.
One.
Like, the last few years have been like a freaking roller coaster. I'm an event planner. Like, there's been a pandemic for a year and a half. I don't know how anybody else feels, but we've been like biting our fingernail, and it's like
I've been in a corner crying in like the fetal position, like, why am I not? But nobody was, like, not nobody, but a lot of people were in that struggle too. And again, I think the pandemic taught a lot of people to slow the fuck down.
I think it did too. I mean, it totally changed my company's trajectory. And so
I take more naps.
I need more naps. But the whole thing is that just because you don't succeed in exactly the way that you think that you are supposed to, doesn't mean that you're failing.
That's right.
I really, really don't believe in failure anymore, because I've had what other people would call failure. I've had to cancel events. I've had events that have lost money. I've made bad decisions. But every single time I do that, I learn from it and I go, okay, we're not going to do this again.
Right.
We're going to learn from this the first time, and next time we're going to be smarter and we're going to be stronger and we're going to be more organized and it's going to be better. Like, every time I have something that's a failure, I practice gratitude for the lessons that I learned from that. And I really, truly believe that's the only way you get better, is like just to continually learn. And that's true in business and personal relationships. It's true in everything. The smartest thing you ever learn is that you've got a lot to learn. And if you can be open to the possibilities of just learning more, then you can truly conquer like anything.
And that goes for what I think about from the younger generations is that we have experienced so much. We've been up against these different battles, and then I think about the ones coming behind us. They're like, we got this. We know what we're doing.
Oh my
We're the
God.
best. We're the best. And then,
Oh, bless your heart.
Exactly. And it's just like, be willing to listen to the OGs, the ones that have been doing this. Take their lead, build on it, and make it, and grow with it. But don't think that you know. Don't think that you know better than people that have been doing. And be humble. Be humble about where you come from, where you learn your knowledge. And how you grow, because that's going to come back to you in a way that being haughty, being narcissistic, it doesn't pay. It gets you where you want to go for a minute, but you will come crashing down if you just think that it's all you. We are here for support. We are people. We need each other. So
we're all connected.
No one can
we're
do this.
Absolutely all connected.
No one can do this on their own. And so we're excited to hopefully it'll bring you guys some people at this event to you can just keep growing this community. You guys have been doing such an amazing job. We're so excited. We're hoping we can come back and be at the Expo.
You have to
trying to
be
be
at
here
the
in August.
Expo.
Do you have
to
dates?
So August 11th and 12th at Union Station. We were originally actually supposed to be doing it this past week, but we felt like it would be just a much better event for the industry and the community if we waited until August.
Yes.
And so the show floor is almost full. We're selling tickets. We've got the education, the expo. We've got the Greenway Industry Awards will be in the Grand Hall. Day 2, we've got a career fair starting at 11 in the morning and then running through the day. So we'll have operators that are there looking to interview people. Everybody who attended the career fair here gets a free ticket to the career fair there.
Nice.
So yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
So I want to bring candidates in to Union Station that are looking for jobs in the industry, and we will have license holders there that are looking for employees. So I just want to be able to give the industry the people and bring the people to the industry, and so that's the goal.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Keep on sharing. We'll keep connecting through all of our socials and helping with this
Absolutely.
event.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we have everything to share. And
I'm so excited
And
to
what's
be
the
back.
website?
MoCanBizCon.com.
MoCanBizCon.com. Check it out and get your attendee tickets.
Yep.
Or if you need a booth, get your booth tickets.
Yep, and if you're a patient, we have a free patient track. It's virtual, so you can attend from your home, and it's interactive. You'll be able to ask the speakers questions and all of that, and that's completely free. So if you're a patient, even if it's not in Missouri, even if it's in Illinois or wherever, we really hope to offer some amazing education. And then once the conference is over, all those videos will be on the website so that patients will continue to have access. So,
Amazing. That's amazing. So you guys go check out website one more time.
MoCanBizCon.com.
MoCanBizCon.com and get in contact with Corinne. And if you have any questions, thank you so much.
You're so
for
welcome.
interviewing
Thank
with
you
us.
so much for having us.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
We're glad to have you guys here today, and they are hiring, so definitely reach out if you're interested in being a brand ambassador.
Anywhere in Missouri, we're hiring all over the state. So even
Okay.
if you're in Kansas City or Springfield, give
Okay.
us a call.
We'll
Very
talk to
cool.
her about remote opportunities.
yes, and
But you got to hire in state first. You got to
Exactly,
hire in state
exactly.
first.
And of course, we would love to have you back on the show. We always love having you.
Powerful
and
women.
bring you on, Heather.
Yes.
We can talk some more.
Yeah.
And start talking more about the brand ambassadorships that you have available.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Thanks for coming through. We're going to try to make it back down, or back over, I should say. Back over, right? 'Cause
Oh,
we
yes,
just kinda
over.
slide
Yeah,
over.
we're over.
Do you have to drive through Kansas to get here? And you're in Colorado,
It's
right?
the longest straight
It
up.
is. Flat.
It
Flat.
is. We went to Oklahoma, and I always hated driving through Oklahoma when I would go home to Texas, but Kansas is worse.
Kansas.
Oklahoma was fantastic. I didn't want to come home, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So
That's where we want to end up next, too. We'll go to
Yeah,
Oklahoma and check it out.
People there.
Thank you so much for coming through, and
Thank you.
we appreciate it. If you guys are interested, definitely check out the websites, and thanks for joining us, and we'll bring you the next interview soon. I'm muted. Oh no. That was a fantastic interview with Corinne. Actually, I'm gonna have to reach out to her again because I feel like we should see if she wants to come back on just to do a little update what's going on, and we'll just have her on again on Monday for a little blurb maybe next week. Yeah, are you muted? Oh no. Is my mic working?
Can I hear everything? I can't hear you. Jesus Christ. Of course. Let's see. Let me make sure it's not on my end. I can't. Can anybody else hear MJ? And can you hear me? That's the question on the table. I have no idea. I can't hear you at all. I can't hear you at all. My headphones are working, right? I just heard everything. Not MJ. Can hear you, but not MJ. She's... Nope. Can't hear you. I don't know what's going on with that. Hi, everybody. Thanks for checking in with us, too. She's just silent. Wait, what if we added your other one to the stream? Does that one work? Did you add, because you were using this one. There you go.
Either one.
This one works. Now you're working. Can everybody hear her now?
Can you hear me now?
You're echoing, but I can hear you. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that was it.
How about now?
That's better. That's better. There we go. You know, this wouldn't be... Oh, now I'm echoing. What is that? Am I echoing now? This show wouldn't be the show without some technical difficulties, y'all.
Without some technical difficulties. It's like a trademark signature kind of thing. You are not echoing on my end.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
See. I'm gonna pull some lights.
Y'all, check out the King Palm website. KP CannaQ is your code right now to get 15% off. And I just got I'm a brand ambassador, and I just got I did you have to do like missions and shit with them. And I got a pack of 20 of those flavored ones. And I didn't think I liked the flavored ones, but I just found out recently that I don't think that I was, because I was like, well, it has a light flavor, but it's nothing major. Like I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't fully like biting down on the capsule. So there's like a flavor capsule in here, like it's a terpene capsule. Like, I guess this happens in menthol cigarettes too. How would I know that? I don't smoke menthols when I do smoke cigarettes. So, anyway, so I knew you had to bite down on it, but I thought I was doing it enough. And then the other day on my first one out of this pack, I bit down on it and it like popped. It was like really loud. And then the flavor took over the entire vicinity. Like Walter was like, I can smell that the minute it happened.
Did it change the flavor? I mean, was it overwhelming in terms of when you smoked it, like, or when you were smoking?
I wouldn't call it overwhelming. This one is banana. I like banana flavor. I really do. And it just adds to the flavor of your flower. So this would be, you know, my flower is good. It's got good flavor and everything. But and this is great for that. And I usually smoke out of regular Kings, and I'm really happy with the flavor of my flower and everything. But let's say it was a rough week and you don't have as much to spend on flower, and you got to get that bottom shelf, or you got to get them regs, right? Get some Reggie. This would be good to have.
Okay.
Because this would overwhelm the flavor of your bullshit that you had to buy on a budget.
So I did find myself like all of a sudden not having any flower except for some
roaches.
Except for some indica. And you know me, I can't use that today so that I can function. So So I found those Delta 8
Yeah.
we got from that box.
Yeah.
And complete ass tasting by itself. But I went ahead and took some of my concentrate and dumped it on there. It was like,
Let me tell you what's going to save your bowl. Concentrate. Your keef catch is going to save your bowl.
I didn't have my keef catch, so I was like, speaking of which, I do have it right here. And all of a sudden, like, it is back to it's starting to cake again. Like, just in the time.
Nice.
So 1 month, that's a 30-day.
That's a 30-day chunk. And that's why you should shop at My Smoke Gear and get you a grinder, because that keef catch is everything. It's everything. That grinder works really well too.
I love it. I do.
It's so good. Comes in a variety of colors.
Where's my banner? Sorry, I'm trying.
That's okay. It's mysmokegear.com, everybody, /ref/CannaQueen. You ever smoke the strain Ryan D? I have not. Have y'all? Who are these people coming in here asking about Ryan D? Who's Ryan D? There's two people in here asking about it. So
someone said something else about asking me about something, and I didn't recognize it at all because
tell us, y'all. Educate the educators.
Oh, I'm not in the comments. I'm in the
Everybody's saying no except for you two. Horsey butt.
I wonder what state. I mean,
Yeah.
statewise, there are some crossover of genetics and cultivars, but sometimes it's just a name, and so it's not something we're familiar with. I think at least I'm not in Colorado, but honestly, I've been actually I hit up my facility yesterday. And they got their medical open back up. I was so excited to have more than 2 strains on the shelf again. I was like,
yay. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it was excellent.
So far, y'all are the only 2 that know who this is. So you're gonna have to educate us.
I know, you got to give us some more like percentages.
He produces beans, then reuses the soil for his plants. Which I like that. I like the compost piece of that. I like that a lot. Definitely. You know what? CannabisCloset420@gmail.com. Definitely. If you don't mind linking us, send us an email and shoot us that information. I'm always interested in knowing about these things.
Yeah. We'll talk more. Cool.
I got these videos ready too, but I want to tell you, I got my nails done today, and I think I've done the most extra thing I've ever done in my whole life so far. I'm pretty extra. I think y'all already know this. I wish I could reach my bag right here, but because it's in my bag, but I have like a ring that, first of all, this ring will hold a cone. I could put a cone in there, not a king palm, but then I have that one ring that has like the hands, and I can put it, and then y'all have seen it. No, it doesn't taste like beans. Hold on. Let me explain that in just a second, but hold on. I'll come back to that. Don't let me forget. But I have all of these weird little habits and stuff. I use roach clips all the time. I'm super bougie. Today I got my nails done, which I don't do all the time, only for special occasions, which I have a couple coming soon. So these should last the whole time. But, the last time I got my nails done, I got the almond. I know we're going to explain it. Don't worry. I got the almond shape. So, wait, let me go over into the camera. So can you see the almond shape, but can you see how I did that one nail flat? I got my 2 blunt nails flat so that I could hold a blunt without burning my nails, y'all. Even though I have various roach clips and things of that nature that would actually prevent that from happening. I did that. And he also, you can't really see it because the lighting is crazy, but it's not good enough. But there's a little silhouette of a blunt on each of my 4 fingers, and a little silhouette of a black silhouette leaf, like a shadow. I
love it. I love it.
Extra as fuck.
I'm totally gonna paint.
I love it.
I know, I do too. It's great.
Flat. I was like, could you just file those down short and flat? Because I got to smoke blunts.
Can't be poking myself.
Can't be melting my nails and shit. I pay a lot of money for this. I can't melt them. Okay, so let's explain. Okay, so for anybody who's new to the lingo, beans are seeds. So beans are cannabis seeds. We call them beans all the time. We're popping beans, we're popping seeds or something like that. So that's what, when they said he produces beans, that's what he's talking about. He's producing cannabis seeds. And then he's also being environmentally sustainable by reusing and recycling basically his substrate, his soil, his dirt. So he's taking what he grew his plants in to produce his seeds. So if you hear somebody talking about beans, oh, this guy's got beans, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about seeds, especially. Well, if you hear somebody saying that in a cannabis circle, that is what we're talking about. And then, so this guy, what's his name again? Ryan Deans, reuses the soil that he used for his plants. He composts and reuses it and cycles it, gets all the shit out of it that he doesn't. Yes, that's what we're talking about. We're back on Ryan. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but it's cool. That's why we have the comment section. We love this part. So apparently, and I'm getting this secondhand. So this is what I'm gathering from this guy, and we're going to get more information on him. Maybe we'll interview him at some point. Because I love that environmental sustainability.
I'm looking at this link that Jaleb's just sent us, and I'm like, I'm wondering if it's the same dude. His name is definitely Ryan Dean. Let's see, Ryan Dean Hagen of Road Adventures. So this article is 5 things I wish someone told me before I started leading a cannabis or CBD business. But it's talking about business and not so much beans or anything, like I'm just scrolling through it real fast. So I was just like,
Hey, horsey butt, send me a message. What's up? No, send me a my Twitch is CannaQueen DGO, and I'm about to pick back up on that one too. So if you guys are ever looking for me on social media, it's CannaQueen DGO. The DGO stands for Durango, and it just sets me apart from all the other CannaQueens because there's a lot of us out there straightening each other's crowns and shit, smoking some weeds together.
Yes, Your Highness.
So shoot me over a message in a private message on one of my socials or cannabiscloset420@gmail.com. Let me know who this guy is. Link me to this guy. I want to know. Ryan Beans. His name is Ryan Beans, not Deans, right? Or anyways, we'll figure it out. But I want to know this guy. I want to
Ryan Deans.
The only thing that would probably make this more perfect if he's not a white guy, but he might be a white guy, and I'm not going to hold that against him.
The one in this article is
a white guy.
Yes.
I don't hold that against nobody, but we also like to highlight. We can also do like incognito kind of situation. I don't know how we would change his voice. We might have to do that on his end, but we would be happy to facilitate or help facilitate an incognito interview. I feel like that would turn a lot of y'all on, just to be honest. Send me his TikTok. Let's figure this out. Anyways,
we know a few like that.
We know some shadows. Don't worry. We know how to work with shadows and in shadows too, which we absolutely enjoy actually. Sometimes, most of the time, but we do like to be out in the light too. We want full legalization of cannabis. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to talk about all the time, is changing the way that cannabis works in this world and how we walk in it. if you guys want to change the way your business runs, maybe you're having some issues, you're not sure how to wrap your head around, maybe you need help with licensing, maybe you need a build out or something like that, you can just let us know at CQ LLC. We're a cannabis consulting company firm. Customer service, cqllc@gmail.com. 970-426-5985 is where you can reach us. It is me and MJ running this consulting business. We both have a decade plus in the legal and regulated cannabis industry. We do work nationwide. We work virtually, but we especially love working hands-on. We'd love to meet your crew and help you in any way possible. And yeah, so give us a call. We have great rates too, so don't even worry about it. We'll get you all set up. We also have sales consultants and a marketing team as well. So if you need it done, we can get it done. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, sweetheart. That's going to be our tagline.
Give us a shout.
Give us a shout, 970-426-5985. And if you guys know anybody in the cannabis industry that has something to say, send them our way at cannabiscloset420@gmail.com. We want to talk to activists, advocates, patients. We want to talk to people working in the industry. We have a lot of subjects to cover. And we don't want to just talk to people in Missouri and in Colorado. We want to talk to people nationwide, because these issues that we talk about on this podcast, they happen everywhere.
Yes.
They happen everywhere.
If there's something you want us to talk about,
oh yes,
up in our email. If there's something a show that you've seen and you want us to follow up on, we definitely have some interest in wrapping around and bringing back up topics that we have discussed, that conversations that we have started. We probably need to do a little run through. We're at we passed our 6-month mark.
Yes, we did. We didn't even celebrate that shit.
Because like we said,
we missed 710. We just stopped celebrating. We were just like, we're busy. We don't have time for celebrations.
Oh, there will be time for more. There will be time for more.
So, what do you want to do today, MJ? We got 2 more interviews that we can air. We have one with Chris and we have one with Zach. And we can play them both. We have time. They're both relatively short.
I think, we have several people watching. Anyone want to jump in? Everyone want to hear from Chris, the patient advocate, or Zach?
He's Elite Home Grows. Zach is Elite Home Grows. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the financial advisor.
And financial advisor in cannabis. I don't think we got too much into that with that interview, but we do want to bring him back and talk financial advice in cannabis.
Definitely.
We'll have to bring him on with another one of our good friends that we just spoke to this morning, who is very well versed in financial matters. I don't want to mention any names because I want to give them an opportunity to accept or decline that kind of an offer.
Yes, that would be excellent.
But I feel like bringing them on as a co-host, maybe even, so that we ask all the right questions and get all the right answers on that conversation would be maybe a good idea.
I think that would be a great show. I think our listeners and viewers would definitely benefit.
And next, what do you think? You think they would do it? You think they would do it?
Do it.
Do it. I think they might would do it. I think we should.
All right. Well, we will. We'll definitely. Well, then, does that mean do we want to entice everyone and play Zach's video?
Let's run Zach, and then if we're still feeling the vibe after Zach, then we'll run Chris. If not, we'll run Chris next time, and we'll talk around that. So we
can even tie it in with Jason's being patient.
Yeah, we have
working together. Yeah. I think Jason's actually the one that brought her into the event. So it'd be great to maybe keep those together. Let's check in. We will check in.
I'm going to. He is. I want to say. Hold on. Let me look at my file real quick. Make sure I play the right one. I just want to make sure I play the right one. Yes. Okay. I know which one it is now. I did all this all this stuff for y'all. I converted these videos. I worked really hard and really fast because I'm a procrastinator in my heart. I'm a procrastinator. Could not do it before today. Could not get it done. Okay. Here we go. Pause that. We want to add that. Open. Oh, wait, what? Oh, did I hit the wrong one? I hit the wrong one. Give me a second. I know it's converted. Don't worry. I just hit the wrong one.
I know, the one that's like, it is too large of a file to even consider thinking about opening, so don't even.
Yes. It's like, don't even think about it.
I will laugh at you. My computer does that to me all the time.
All right.
Okay. So this is our interview with Zach from Elite Home Grows. He has built a business out of helping growers in the Missouri and Illinois, I believe, area too, build out their home situation, because Missouri has a great caregiver program too. So he helps caregivers get started with their build out, or if a patient chooses to grow their own, he can help the patient get it all set up so that they don't lose money trying to figure out the process and all of that. So I'm going to let him tell us all about what he's doing. And I hope you guys enjoy meeting Zach from Elite Home Grows. So here we go.
So, hi.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cannabis Closet. This is going to be a series of different interviews with vendors that we've met here in St. Louis, Missouri. We are currently at an event that we helped, MJ and I helped put together with Jason and April, Marnay and Abrama, is the Communities of Color career event. First annual. This is the first time we've been here in St. Louis. We were just in Kansas City last weekend. It is Saturday, May 29th, but this interview will be aired at a later date. And today we have with us Zach. Zach, tell us where you're from and tell us about your business.
Okay. Yeah, well, first and foremost, thank you for throwing this great event. When Jason contacted me about it, I was like, yeah, man, whatever I need to do to be a part of it, I'm with it, because this conversation is something that needs to be had, but it has to be given a certain way, though. So I appreciate and I respect the way that this conversation is being started here in St. Louis, the way that your guys are starting. Well, you ladies are starting it. I hate to say guys.
No, it's fine.
Anyway.
And we met you actually, I met you last year in March.
Yes,
and you were doing a home cultivation course.
Yeah, we were doing a class with
Madison. She had put it on in this very building, actually.
Yeah. So it was a pleasure meeting you then, and great to see you back,
I'm glad to be back.
The work does not stop.
No,
it does not stop. So it's a beautiful thing. But back to what I do, I am the president of Elite Home Grows Academy, which is a nonprofit organization that teaches patients how to grow cannabis correctly, quality cannabis, not just growing any kind of cannabis, quality. That's what we shoot for. And also we teach investing in stock and cannabis stock, and just not cannabis stock, but just investing in general. You can use the same philosophies and principles in any sector, but we highlight cannabis because cannabis is hot. A lot of people want ownership in companies, but they may not have $1 million to start a facility or anything like that, but they can become owners as shareholders. So a lot of people don't think about that as an ownership avenue, but it is done correctly too. It's a correct method to do that too. So we try to teach that, like, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's more like due diligence, but just like with anything great, anything worth having, you're gonna have to put energy and time into it. And it's the same philosophy, that we teach with the investing in cannabis course. But we also offer a service department. Like, I think when you were here last year, we hadn't rolled out the services side yet. But with COVID, what we realized was that people were in the house a lot, and then they were like, "Well, what am I gonna do?" And they all wanted to home grow. Unfortunately,
learn something. They had time to learn something.
Well, it's better than making sourdough bread, I guess.
Right, exactly.
I would rather learn how to grow.
Exactly. So we started getting hit up by all these patients, and we had no intention of having a service department. We were only solely focused on education. But then we had a patient that called us and said, "Hey, can you guys set up us a tent?" And I said, "Sure, we know how to do it, so we can do it." So we went and did it. We took some pictures of it, put it on social media, of course, and boom, now we've been nonstop. Like, that's how we did the installation in California. Somebody from California seen us doing what we were doing here in St. Louis, called us, and we conversed for about 3 months. Then they flew us out there and everything, and we set up in Orange County. It just wasn't anywhere. It was in Orange County. Like, I seen a kid get dropped off in a Phantom, like Rolls Royce Phantom to high school. I was like, whoa, who does that? This kid is shitting on my life right now. But anyway, things like that. So it's like just do a little just grind and this plant, this industry. It's amazing when you really put the focus to it, what doors and avenues and lane that can be created and opened up for you. So that's kind of like my story, my journey into this, and like what I'm trying to give back to the community. Is that power of being able to produce your own safe, clean medicine, just like cooking your own food versus, anything else.
So what brought you into the cannabis space? First of all, what is your background? And then what brought you into the cannabis space?
All right, so you have to go with me because it's a little squirrely. The story's a little
let's take a
squirrely.
journey. Let's take a journey.
Like we said, as we know who we are, we kind of start one. We got flow. We can flow like smoke, flow like water.
Yes. So I started in the pharmaceuticals. I was a pharmaceutical technician. Moved to Las Vegas with the hopes and dreams to becoming a pharmacist. And so within that, did not quite go the way that I needed it to go. But I stayed involved in pharmaceuticals. Got tired of pharmaceuticals. Wanted to branch off into something else. Got into mortgage consulting. So became a mortgage consultant. But when you don't have a book of business, it's kind of one of those things where you have to close the deal to get a check. So I needed a job to kind of keep the bills paid while I was building my book of business. So my best friend had an uncle in Vegas that had a dispensary, had a cultivation facility, gave me a trimming position, right? An opportunity. When I think about the story, it's just like amazing. But anyway, it was just more like I didn't even know what that particular decision was going to do for the rest of my life. It was more like, hey, I need some money to kind of get me through this transition. And now this is marijuana or cannabis is a huge part of my life now from that decision back then. But with that being said, I started out as a trimmer. Through the midst of things, became an assistant grower. Left Las Vegas, moved back home to St. Louis. My mother had Alzheimer's. She passed away, bless her heart, this year. But it's okay. It's okay. It was time. I'm an organic believer in all of this. It's the circle of life, the cycle of life.
New journeys.
So, so I get it. Mom had other work to go do, so she's doing it. So with that being said, I moved back solely for that reason. And had no intention of using the education I acquired as, a grower of cannabis here in St. Louis. But of course, we were once a grower, always a grower. No matter where you're at, right?
You put your hands on the plant, once you fall in love, you're never gonna lose that love.
Very true, because it just grabs you. So with that being said, I was still, practicing my craft, and then that's the amendment. I think it was 14 or 16 that came on the ballot. It passed, and with that being said, it's just like, okay, what can I give to the industry? I know I didn't have the capital to open up a cultivation facility, even though I was on applications with the hopes, but I seen how it all shook in Nevada. I seen how it all played out. And it was a lot more expensive in Nevada to play the game there. And I see how it shook out. So I knew kind of here, I was like, I've seen this movie. I know how it's going to end. So I was like, well, let me figure something out that I can have as my anchor. And me and my vice president, which is my nephew, we started the Elite Home Growers Academy. And, I was teaching him how to grow the whole time I was back home in St. Louis. So he picked it up, a different method. I grow in soy or cocoa. He grows in DWC. So we're kind of like the best of both worlds.
Oh, nice. Cool. So you guys can work together and give advice on both types of mediums.
Yes.
I like that you, I hate that you had to do this, but that you kind of renovated your thoughts, if you will, where you were planning on going into this hands-on situation. But we've talked about this on the show a lot, that there's a lack of accessibility.
Very true.
Being able to get into the legal industry and touch the plant and be able to own a dispensary. It takes usually a lot of capital. It does. Depending usually on where you are. Oklahoma being one of the caveats to that rule.
Right.
Which I love it. I love the open market. I think it gives everybody a chance.
Let the market decide. Let the market actually decide who stays and who goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I really do love that.
With everything,
but in most states, like you were saying, there's a monetary lack of accessibility.
Right.
And so being able to branch out and find your way in these ancillary spaces can be very helpful and lucrative. Super important too, because what you're doing for the community is really important. Missouri has home cultivation. People need to know how to cultivate at home. And Missouri is one of the few states that I have experienced that has a caregiver program that has basically run the program from the beginning.
Right.
Before dispensaries opened, there was no lack. Once the law was passed, there was no lack of legal medicine available because all of these individuals who were most likely underground cultivators,
Of course.
went and got their caregiver license, and then they said, I'm gonna start caregiving, and it's really helped the industry stay in the medicine. And what you do is teach people to do it for themselves.
Correct.
So then they don't have to pay any prices to anybody except for the startup.
Right. And I understand the benefit of still being able to shop at a dispensary, because I feel like at the overall industry, we all have to we're all in this together.
Right.
Right. So, but caregivers being able to produce their own medicine and be able to rely on a dispensary, a trusted dispensary when you in between harvests, I still think that's a good symbiotic relationship that can happen.
Yeah.
So we do teach
Or a caregiver if that's your choice.
right.
Or availability.
Right.
Or
Right.
availability.
Exactly. So we teach people how to grow quality cannabis, but in the same strength that we still want the commercial industry to still thrive too. So it's not really like a us versus them. It's more about like how can we all make this work together.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're teaching individuals to grow cannabis, one of the things that I worry about when people are growing at home is the lack of knowledge about things like how nutrients work in the plant and how they stay in the plant, or anything that you give to the plant is going to stay in the plant. And then, so there's also a lack of testing necessarily.
Yes.
I know we have home testers and stuff that are becoming more popular.
Yeah, they are
But
now.
there's a general lack of testing in home spaces, and
It can be
generally
scary.
people are not going to do that too.
Right.
So when you're teaching these classes, what are some tips that you give some, not to give away your whole class, but some tips that you might give to some home cultivators to make sure that they have a nice, clean, and organic product that they don't have to worry about making them actually sick when cannabis is what they're using to heal themselves?
Right. I would say it all starts with we can approach that question a few different ways, because really it starts from when you first germinate that seed, and then it follows on up until you chop the plant down. So some of the things we talk about is like pesticides. That's one of the things where people say, "Whoa, pesticides!" But we believe in IPM, which is integrated pest management. We still want to control your environment when it comes to pests and protect your plants from harmful pests and things like that. But at the same time, it's a more healthier, organic, cleaner way to do that. So some of the pesticides, quote unquote, that we recommend on the safer side is just isopropyl alcohol, right? But because it evaporates really fast, so we do a 9-to-1 ratio when it comes to mixing with purified water, and you can actually spray that on your plants. And this is just in the vegetative state. We don't teach any spraying of plants in flower. Right, because
and why, and tell our audience why. I mean, we know why, but tell our audience why we wouldn't want to spray during flower.
Because in flower, you actually your buds are set, so the likelihood of something lingering around and being able to attach to that bud is more likely if you're spraying it with something, right? Of course, you can do a bud wash afterwards and things of that nature, but still, it's not a. You want to consume in confidence. That's what that's how I kind of
I like that.
consume in
Can we put that on
confidence.
a t-shirt?
And confidence that your cannabis is clean. So so those are some of the practices that we teach, but also setting that the proper environment from the beginning will eradicate a lot of the issues that people have. But now when it comes to food, when it comes to what you're feeding that plant, of course, like the organic, the closer you can come to organic soils and amendments and things of that nature, the better. That's what I like. But of course, you have so many different varieties of people that I usually try to like synthetic nutrients. I do not teach those, but at the same time, I give the people the conversation of the benefit of one versus the other.
Right.
So with that being said, I still feel like each synthetic nutrients or organic grown cannabis, they both have their role within this overall industry. But with that being said, those are just some of the few things that I teach when it comes to like keeping your cannabis clean and healthy, and because things like neem oil, that's one of the pesticides that's been talked about a lot. But some studies show that neem oil it lingers for a very long time, and you can have a high chance of consuming that and getting sick if you smoke it, if it combust while you're smoking it.
You guys have heard of CHS. A lot of the symptoms that come with CHS are actually symptoms of neem oil toxicity, which includes needing to take hot showers to relieve those symptoms, nausea, vomiting, achy muscles, and things like that. It's been attributed to cannabis on the whole as an issue, cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, but actually neem oil, when it lingers like that, can show some of the same symptoms and same remedies as well. So kind of keep that in mind.
Wow,
and
that was pretty solid right
yeah,
there. But that's so cool because that's what made me stop. Exactly what you just said made me stop, because I used to think neem oil was like a godsend. I was like, oh, cool, but it's not that. It could, it has its repercussions.
Right, exactly. And then I think they're going to start here in a minute, so we're going to need to start recording on that end. But I want to everybody to know where to find you, and how long are your courses?
Okay, so our grow class is 4 hours long. We have a virtually it's 3 hours, but in face-to-face is 4 hours. And then our stock investing is 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Can
Oh,
you tell
yes.
us more
Can
about
you just, let's do
stock
that real quick.
investment, how it's accessible, that you don't have to have a ton of money to start.
Yeah,
Where
tell us a little bit about that briefly.
Yeah. So investing is something that I got into a long time ago, but I got professional experience. I became a broker. So when I got the broker experience, it really showed me how to properly invest. So with that, I would say, you want like tips about investing, or
Well, tell us where we can find you. Tell us a little bit about the courses you offer and what you're going to cover in that.
Okay.
How and then remind people that they can do it too, even if they I don't know what the smallest amount that they can invest to make it worth it.
The smallest amount could be anything, but I would say you want to say, in order for you to effectively do it correctly, I would say you want to come to the table with about $500, because then you'll see more of a return, because like people get stuck on the dollar amount return, but not the percentages. So if you're going to get a 15% return on $5, it's not going to be that much. So let's say, hey, I only made $1.30 or something, but that's still 15% return. So I try to explain to people that you're looking at the percentage of return and not the actual dollar value. So if you have that same 15% return on $500 versus $5, it's a big difference versus, $5,000, $50,000, so on and so forth. 15% can be a pretty decent, solid amount of money. So that's one thing. But we can always unpack that. You can find more. You can find more information about our courses on EliteHG.org, which is our website, or you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram under Elite Home Growers. That's at Elite Home Growers, and that's how you can find out the latest and greatest. We're a little more conservative on Facebook and more wild on Instagram, so you find out really cool stuff on Instagram.
We know how that works. We know how that works. Well, we will definitely make sure that your contacts are available through our different avenues as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you again for pulling me in and talking to me. I greatly appreciate the platform and what you guys are doing. Ladies are doing, I'm sorry. It's just a habit.
Your plants are ladies too, so we're going to get you in the habit of saying
ladies. Yes, you're right. Because I do refer to my girls as girls all the time,
Even when you plant that seed, ladies and gentlemen, even if you don't know the sex of your plant, call them ladies anyway.
That's what you want.
First.
Maybe you can convince her to sex the way you want her.
Exactly.
Yes, you
Speaking
can.
into existence.
Yes.
Speaking into existence.
So, thank you, Zach, for coming through. Look, I met Zach last year. He's absolutely brilliant. His grow techniques are on point. I am also a cultivator, so I'm loving what you're doing. I love that you do community outreach. It's absolutely necessary.
It is
to educate everybody, because we're doing this communities of color event. The reason we've chosen this is because in communities of color, that's where the cannabis prohibition has been had the most impact, and a lot of people are still sitting in prison right now for cannabis related offenses in legal states, while white men are getting rich, and we are tired. We are exhausted from it.
Right.
So when we talk about communities of color and we talk about educating, it's really important, because what those communities have seen over the years is police coming in and taking people to prison. over a joint.
Right.
And so it's scary. You can call it legal all you want, but there's still, I mean, if we can't ignore the fact that there's still a huge issue in the country,
Right.
with a relationship between the police and generally the citizenship in the country, or anybody that has a brain in their head, and has eyes and can see. And so those two things are a huge disconnect. And so education is really important, and I'm really happy to see you out there doing that for your community. So if you guys are in the Missouri area, or really anywhere, because you can do this remotely as well, definitely online access. Definitely check out Elite Home Grows and sign up for a class and get a little education from Zach and his colleagues.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Have a great day. Continue doing what you're doing. We got to get a picture before this is over.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get a
Yeah.
picture, put it up on our website. We'll share it. Cross share.
Perfect.
You guys follow Zach and go check out his website and sign up for his classes. Thank you.
That was pretty.
Another great interview. That was awesome. I love that guy. Oh, did it freeze? Are we still frozen? You're muted. Okay, wait, can I hear you?
Yes, I haven't said anything yet. I need to make that shirt too.
Zach was amazing, and the only one that reminded us that we needed to get a picture.
He's so nice. And we got a picture with him, so I'm just going to Photoshop us into
Everywhere else.
everyone else.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that was awesome. And yes, I would love to get him back onto another show.
For a financial show.
Yeah, for a financial show.
Finances.
It's definitely on our topic list. We just need to prioritize some of those and start reaching out to our guests.
He's he's really an amazing guy. In person, he's so great. He's so down to earth, and he teaches techniques that people can grasp. He's a very good educator, one educator to another. Zach, I hope you get to see this episode, or you might even be here. We can't tell, but great educator. Yeah, and great interview too. It was a wonderful talking to him. So I can't wait to see him again when we're in Missouri for MoCan, for Midwest Canna Expo. That's what we're gonna be. Well, I don't know. Are we gonna be there?
That's the discussion. I like I mentioned, I had some poor calendar noting, and my best friend planned her trip in that week. That was the week she was available. It's the week I didn't have clinic, and I was not looking at our other calendar.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, and so. Dun, 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 dun,
We will. So I mean, MJ is still gonna be here, right here, virtually, but she may not be in Missouri with me. However, we might have another person from our team. We're still discussing it, but we may have another person from our team join us for that week at Midwest Canna Expo. www.mocancannabiscon.com. Go there, check out their ticketing prices. It's going to be a great event. Last year was an amazing event. We had I met some really amazing people, and am still in touch with a lot of these individuals professionally and also personally as friends. So I really appreciate Missouri. I mean, that, everybody has a lot of work to do. I'm not going to give you guys all the praise, but I definitely did have a great time last year, and I think this year is going to also be amazing. So definitely reach out. mocanbizcon.com. Yeah, here it is. And you have that video ready to go?
I do. It's queuing up.
I will mute myself. Of course, it's a little slow going. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Hopefully it'll play. Maybe not. Stay with us, everybody. Basically, these are scenes from last year's MoCan BizCon. It was a really amazing event. They had some amazing speakers. Ooh, I'm echoing.
It may be my signal, and I may have to stop it from my end, and maybe you can start it on your end.
That's Dawn, y'all. That's Dawn. Oh, let it freeze right there. Look how pretty she
Look at
is.
that amazing lipstick.
I mean,
It's my poor little computer, like chugging away, trying to like.
it's not a bad thing necessarily. It could be better, but
We just need the consistent music. We'll
that
run it on.
dude.
We'll play it on our pages as well. So we'll have this uploaded.
Nice soundtrack, Corinne. I'm not mad about the choice. It's gonna come back. Don't worry. Look at him. He's cute. I'm just gonna give my own commentary.
I know. Running dialogue throughout this.
This is a nice place to stop. They did really have some great vendors last year. I met a really a lot of amazing professionals, cannabis professionals last year. So I look forward to meeting even more this year. Oh yeah, they had the security guys there with their security dogs. And I was like, one of these dogs is gonna eat Nugget. I was like, don't eat my dog. Oh, you know we're telling the truth, Dawn. I like that it froze on your face.
They're like.
I did not meet any of these women. I would have remembered that. Yeah, there were vendors selling stuff. I'm echoing everyone. There were vendors selling things too, like little glass and stuff. It's coming back. Don't worry.
Good.
We're gonna play a better. I think we're gonna do a recap of Corinne's interview and this video again on maybe Wednesday this week. So keep an eye out for that.
They still have 3 spaces available on the 11th and 12th. Tickets still available if you want to attend. Definitely check out
MoCanBizCon.com. There were some really good speakers there too. Actually, I enjoyed a lot of the side things, not just the booths and stuff, but like the speakers and stuff. I don't know why I'm echoing. I apologize for that.
You're not echoing on my end.
Okay.
I mean, I hear you in between the breakup of the music and whatnot.
Let's go, girls.
I think she's also looking for sponsors for a couple of the individual events. So if you are tuning in and you're anyone that would like to participate and sponsor one of the individual events that she has planned, that would be, amazing for everybody all around.
Absolutely.
All right, I think that's it. And so I'm going to stop sharing.
We'll go here. How y'all feeling out there? Let's take a dab together before we wrap this all up. Now you don't need to leave before we're finished, because you need to stay around before we finish, because we always like to share our messages of love and let you guys know what's going on. Hey, what is also going on, since I'm gonna take a dab with everybody, is that you can use the code CannaQueen DGO and get 15% off of your Dr. Dabber or any of your accessories. CannaQueen DGO will get you 15% off. What am I smoking today? Juice Man.
Juice Man. All right.
I'm kind of hyped right now. I didn't feel hyped before the show, and this happens a lot, and it's because of y'all in the comments too, especially when y'all are hanging out with us and talking to us and stuff. It really hypes me up, and now I'm just like so happy that I didn't, I never find an excuse to not do this. I always find an excuse to do this, but I'm so happy that that's the case, that I feel good about it at the end of the day. Y'all make us feel good. Thank you so much.
Yes. So I actually get to do a dab with you this time.
Oh,
my flower.
You guys, this is already loaded.
You're like, you're ready.
Loaded it and didn't hit it.
What did we talk about? Simplicity, having backups,
preparation, and simplicity. Listen, if y'all want to help us live out our dream, which is to work for ourselves solely and only, which would be CQ LLC, which is our consulting business, and that is taking leaps and bounds right now. So we're well on our way. But the other thing we want to do secondarily solely, which is part of our business, is this podcast. We want to do this podcast. We want to travel with this podcast. In 2022, we want to be on the road. We want to be at all of the cannabis events as a traveling podcast, coming to you live from those events, talking to vendors at those events, and discussing issues in the state that we are attending. So that's what we really, really want to do next year. This is 2021, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, almost halfway through. Well, we are more than halfway through 2021. So
we got to get there. So how can you guys help? You guys can help by sharing our feed. We're on Facebook Live. We're on YouTube right now, and we're on Twitch. Twitch is our favorite place to interact. So twitch.tv/CannabisCloset420. But you can find us looking up Cannabis Closet Potcast, P-O-T, Potcast, on YouTube and Facebook as well. So you can find us that way also. We're going everywhere. We'll let you know. I mean, I'm going to tell you this. If I'm coming to your state and I speak to you on a regular basis, don't even worry about it, sweetheart. We'll see each other.
Yes.
I'm starting with still red. I just started. I just got excited about it.
I got to do this. Got to do it. I got this little fun Terp E-pen. It's really great. It's super simple for me. Super simple.
Look how that hits. Woo! The flavor is on point too. It's all clean right now.
DrDabber.com, 15% discount. Use CannaQueen DGO. Get yours. Another way to support us. Support yourself by
hydrate. Look at this. I have to show this. This girl needs a photo because she's beautiful in real life. I know, but that's okay. My lungs can handle it. I'm okay. I'm gonna be all right. Make sure you hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For the show.
Do we want to say anything else?
I don't know. I'm not sure there's much else.
Oh, I want to tell y'all to make your own edibles. And if you want to make your own edibles, shameless plug, you can get you a Levo. And you can get, what's today? The 12th? Today's the last day. If you use our code TCCP10, you will get 17% off. Today is the last day for that promo. So today is the last day for 17% off if you use this code TCCP10. After that, it's 10% off. Still a pretty nice bargain. But today is the last day for 17% off.
Ooh. Get yours today. It's an amazing little machine.
It is pretty cool. It dries your herbs and your herbs. It dries your herbs and then it decarbs your other herbs. It's really nice. You don't want to dry those herbs in there. I wouldn't dry my cannabis herbs in there, but you can dry your regular herbs in there. And you can also decarb your cannabis. Your cannabis. You can decarb it.
Cannabis.
You can decarb your cannabis. In there once you've dried it and cured it and all that shiz. So
all the things.
It's really nice. I am trying to visit and see, maybe, I don't know, see if I get to take a tour or not. I don't know. They might let me. We'll see. I haven't asked. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Anyways.
Let's ask. Yeah, we'll do.
Ask.
Yeah.
And if so, then maybe we'll get some pictures and stuff. So, definitely check it out though, for sure. And anything else? I think we covered. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Stay right where you are. Don't go nowhere. I got a surprise for you. I don't. It's going to be a disappointment. Stop. You know what I'm going to say. It's not a disappointment. You know what it is?
I was like, yes.
Is that I want you guys, literally, I haven't said this in a while, so I'm going to say it long. So just hang out for a second. But I really want you guys to be nice to yourselves. I say that all the time, and we end the show with a kind of like, little thing. But I want to add to that. Literally, there are people in your corner. I promise you that. But you have to be in your corner. You have to believe in yourself. You have to do that. Because there are already enough people that don't want you to succeed. And I want you to prove them wrong, because they are absolutely wrong. They are wrong. Okay? Be your own friend. You know what turned me around? I want to give a shout out to Canna Mystic. You know what turned me around? Because I say be nice to yourself all the time. I say it all the time. But I don't know if I was fully living it, I was just like, I still catch myself, but I catch it. She said to me one day, I was beating the shit out of myself, and she said, "Hey, don't talk about my friend that way." And it really was like, what did you just say to me? And it really just made me think, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cry about it. But it really did. It made me think about how I self-talk. So whenever I'm having doubts, or I'm beating the shit out of myself, or I'm on the way to beating the shit out of myself, I remember that she said that to me. And I'm like, don't talk to her friend that way. You know what I'm saying? So that really helped me. I want to shout out Cannamistic for that. And yeah, so be nice to yourself. It matters. It really does.
Matter. It does matter. Because if no one else is going to be nice to you,
you can't count on anybody else.
Yeah, sometimes you have to sit with yourself. So, be kind. Respect yourself,
and like lean in when you feel that. Like, I'm not saying go over the edge. I'm not saying that, but my therapist says this all the time. I'm in therapy, y'all. I am dedicated. I am a dedicated patient. My therapist says this to me all the time. Well, why, when that's happening, why don't you sit with it? Why don't you lean into it and like figure it out? Figure out why you're feeling that way, why you're beating yourself up over something you would never beat your friends up about. Lean in, sit with yourself for a minute. And if you need a friend, call a friend.
Yeah.
That's real life.
Hit us up with an email or at one of our socials, and
that's real.
Hang out with us on our
Cannabis
Discord.
Closet 420. Cannabis Closet 420 at Gmail. If you need a friend, okay, like basically just join our Discord. Really,
the Discord is going to be quicker than the Gmail, to be honest. If you're going, if you want to come hang out with us and sesh with us, we are always welcoming to anyone that wants to hang with us.
We sure are.
Just chill.
You have to be kind to yourself, but you also have to be kind to others. So that is very important to me.
Yes.
And so that's it. That's the biggest thing. But be nice to yourselves, okay?
Cultivate love.
And stay lifted, everybody. And
always.
We'll see you next time. Look out for, we'll probably run Corinne again. We would really love to see a big show out and showing at Midwest Canna Expo. We're going to be there a little bit in person and a little bit in spirit. And we would love to see you there. We would love to see you there. Maybe we'll interview you. Maybe come through, share this feed, and follow us on Facebook. We're on YouTube and we're on Twitch. We have Instagram and TikTok, all the stuff. We have all the stuff. Cannabis Closet 420 is the easiest way to find us. YouTube is a little bit weird. I think you have to look up the Cannabis Closet Potcast, POT cast. And then we're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and a few others actually, but those are the most popular ones that we're on. So yeah, check us out and share us, and we love you guys, and thanks for showing up and showing out for us all the time. I love you guys being in the comment section. Honestly, we like to interact with you because we want to talk about what we want to talk about, but we want to talk to you too. So like, we want your perspective and your input. You guys mean a lot to it. God, I say that as a term. I did a TikTok that said, why you call everybody fuckers? And I said, it says, it wasn't me. It was like a, voiceover, because it's gender neutral. If you guys would prefer that I call you fuckers, I can do that. Absolutely. But instead of you guys, but thank you for your love and support. Yes, and we'll see you guys next time. You fuckers. We'll see fuckers next time. Okay. Goodbye. That's a great way to end the show.
Goodbye and good night.